Why do you age? Not getting older in that birthday cake way. Does your body betray you, cell by cell, breath by breath, until the mirror shows a stranger? In the next hour, we re-ripping the curtain off the greatest heist in biology, time stealing your youth right in front of you. Hit that like if you're ready to fight back with truth. Start with the raw sting of it. Every 90 seconds, another human on Earth turns 65. That's 2 million fresh seniors every single day. Most of them wondering the same thing you are right now. Why can't we just stop? Scientists used to shrug and blame wear and tear, like your body is a rusty bike left in the rain. Cute story, except brand new babies already carried the seeds of decay baked into their DNA. A newborn's cells are pristine. Yet within weeks, those seeds start sprouting invisible cracks that widen into wrinkles, stiff joints, foggy thoughts. The enemy isn't outside. It's written in the code you were born with. Picture your genome as the longest choose-your-own adventure book ever printed, 3 billion letters spelling you. Every time a cell copies that book to divide and refresh your skin, your liver, your heart, the printer jams a little. Letters smudge, pages tear. By age 40, every single cell in your body has photocopied its manual thousands of times, and the errors stack like a game of telephone gone catastrophic. Those errors have a name, mutations, and mutations have a boss. Telomeres. Think of telomeres as the plastic tips on your shoelaces. They keep the lace your chromosome from unraveling. Every copy cycle, the tip shrinks. Shrank too far and the lace frays. The cell panics, slams the emergency brake, and either commits suicide or turns into a zombie that spews inflammation everywhere. Scientists call the zombie state senescence. You call it feeling like garbage after 30. A 20-20-4 study out of Stanford tracked 100,000 people and found the tipping point hits hardest around age 44 for women, 46 for men. That S when senescent cells jump from 1% of your tissues to nearly 15% in a decade. 15% of your body literally inflaming itself to death. But wait, lobster cells don't do this. Lobsters keep cranking out perfect copies forever, growing bigger and stronger until a predator or bad luck ends the party. Their telomeres, an enzyme called telomeres, keep slapping fresh plastic tips back on. Human embryos have telomeres 2 until week 12 in the womb, when it flips off like a light switch. Why? Evolution doesn't care if you live to 90. It only needs you to breed by 25. Once the kids are here, you're expendable. Harsh, but math checks out. A species that keeps grandparents alive burns extra calories that could feed more babies. Nature picked the ruthless shortcut, except the shortcut is backfiring. For the first time in history, we're living long enough to watch the bill come due. Heart disease, cancer, dementia, 90% of what kills us after 40 traces straight to aging's fingerprints. Flip that. Cure aging, and you don't treat diseases one by one. You delete the root password they all use to hack your body. So where are we right now? Buckle in, because the lab benches are on fire. In a quiet corner of Cambridge, a researcher named David Sinclair slipped a cocktail of 3 genes, nicknamed the Yamanaka factors, into blind mice. 3 weeks later, the mice could see again. Their optic nerves, shredded by age, regrew like spring grass. The genes didn't add years to the end of life. They dialed the cells backward to youth. Human trials start next year. Meanwhile, a biotech in San Francisco called Altos Labs, backed by more billionaires than a SpaceX launch party, just published results, clearing senescent cells in old monkeys. The monkeys' hearts pumped 20% stronger, their fur thickened, and get this, their epigenetic clocks spun backward 11 years. Epigenetic clocks are the gold standard chemical tags on your DNA that track biological age better than candles on a cake. Across the planet in Tokyo, a team fed a simple compound called NMN, 200-year-old mice. NMN is a precursor to NAD, the spark plug every cell uses to burn fuel. NAD drops 50% by age 50, 80% by 80. 2 months of NMN and the mice sprinted twice as far on treadmills, grew new blood vessels, and plot twist started mating again. The compound is already in human supplements. A 2025 trial on 400 adults showed the high-dose group shaved for years off their epigenetic age in 90 days. 4 years, from a pill. But pills are the kiddie pool. The real ocean is gene editing. CRISPR just got a turbo upgrade called base editing. Think find androplase for single DNA letters without breaking the strand. Last month, a lab in Shenzhen used it to fix the exact mutation that causes progeria, the horrific disease that ages children to death by 13. One shot, one cure, 0 tumors. Scale that precision to the 1,000 aging hotspots mapped by the Human Genome Project. And you're not extending life, you're installing a software update that keeps the hardware mint. Now, meet the skeptics. They wave charts showing calorie restriction extends life in worms, not people. They point to side effects, immune crashes, weird growths. Fair, but a fresh X thread from the Buck Institute last week crunched the numbers. Every dollar spent on aging research returns $7 in healthcare savings within a decade. Private money smells blood. Over $6 billion poured into longevity startups in the last 24 months. That's more than NASA's annual budget. Chasing the same dream, keep humans sharp enough to colonize Mars without turning the trip into a floating nursing home. Let's zoom out to the edge of plausible. Year 2040. You walk into a clinic that looks more Apple Store than hospital. A nurse swabs your cheek, sequences your genome in 20 minutes, then feeds the data to an AI trained on every aging study ever published. The AI spits out a custom cocktail, to gene therapies to reboot telomeres, one CRISPR edit to silence the CD38 gene that hoards your NAD, and a senolytic pill that hunts zombie cells like a heat-seeking missile. You swallow, get a booster nap, wake up biologically 35, no matter your driver's license. First stop, the gym, because your muscles remember how to grow. Second stop, the patent office, because your brain is firing on cylinders you forgot existed. Sound like CRISPR, the pieces are already in motion. Last week, a company called Retro Biosciences announced they've grown mini-organs from 100-year-old donors that function like 20-year-old tissue. They did it by erasing the epigenetic scars of age, literally wiping the graffiti time sprayed on your DNA. Another lab in Israel just printed a heart with the 80-year-old's own cells, then reversed those cells to infancy before the ink dried. The heart beats in a jar, waiting for the day surgeons pop it into a chest and restart a life. Here's the kicker. None of this works unless we fix the software and the hardware. The software is your genes. The hardware is your lifestyle. Sleep 8 hours and your glymphatic system power washes amyloid plaques linked to Alzheimer's. Lift heavy 3 times a week and myokines flood your blood, telling stem cells to patch arteries. Eat protein like your muscles are under construction, because they are. A 2025 meta-analysis of 80,000 people found the sweet spot. 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight slows epigenetic aging more than any drug on the horizon. That's a chicken breast and 2 eggs per meal for the average adult. Simple, cheap, boring. Till you realize boring wins the war. Drop in the comments. What's the first thing you'd do with an extra 50 healthy years? Tag a friend who needs to hear this, because the revolution isn't coming. It's already in the syringe. Now, the abyss stares back. What if we push too far? Immortal dictators, overpopulation, billionaires hoarding the cure while the rest of us rot. Real risks. But the counterpunch is stronger. Every year we delay, 55 million people die from aging's fallout. That's a 9/11 every 20 minutes. The math of mercy says, move fast, distribute wide, regulate later. Open source the base edits, flood the market with generic senolytics. Let competition drive the price to pennies. We've done it with HIV meds, we can do it with time. Picture the moment it flips. A grandmother in Lagos gets the therapy for the cost of a smartphone. She plants a mango tree, she harvests herself in 20 years. A coder in Bangalore stays sharp enough to mentor his great-grandkids through college. Societies stop building more nursing homes and start building more schools. The economy explodes because experience compounds without expiring. We don't just add years to life, we add life to years. Curiosity unchained, love unhurried, discovery without deadlines. This changed how I see the world. Every wrinkle isn't a scar, it's a glitch we're learning to patch. Every grey hair is a countdown we're teaching to pause. The finish line isn't death, it's the next upgrade. We're not fighting nature, we're finishing what evolution started. Smash subscribe for more dives into the impossible. Comment your wildest theory on beating aging below. Best one gets pinned. Share this with your adventure squad, because the clock is ticking. But for the first time in history, we're the ones holding the wrench. The future isn't written in your birth year, it's written in the choices you make before the next sunrise. Let's write a long one.